Hey friends, Dave here with Transfer Express, and today we're talking about decorating on site at vendor shows, pop-up shops, or those holiday markets. Now, bringing your heat press, just like this one, to print t-shirts on location is a great idea for any small business. Now, mainly because it minimizes your risk and still allow you to haul in the profit. But we're going to cover everything from why print on site all the way to some helpful tips to keep in mind so you can make the most out of your next show. So are you ready to take this show on the road? Let's hit it. If you are new to Transfer Express, we are the world's largest supplier of custom screen printed and digital heat transfers, heat presses, free customizable designs, wholesale apparel, and expert advice to help grow your t-shirt business. If you haven't already, subscribe. We're kicking out new videos like this one every single week. Now, just like I mentioned off the top, the number one reason for decorating on site with a heat press is to minimize your financial risk. Now, traditionally, to sell at a pop-up shop, marketplace show, or any other event, you'd have a whole bunch of different styles pre-printed, which could be a hefty upfront cost. Now, maybe you don't print enough and run out, losing out on sales. Or, on the other hand, if you print too much, then all of those pre-decorated styles doesn't sell, that's not money in your profit, and then that just sits in the bins until the next event, and then the next event, until eventually it's out of season or style, all turning into loss for your business. That's the opposite of profit. We don't want that today. Now, this is where decorating on site really comes in. Bring the transfers in the blank apparel and print it as the customer orders it, allowing for your customer to pick which graphic and color they want, so even a little bit of customization, and then you produce it, saving all of that extra blank inventory that doesn't sell for another day, for another event, or even if you're running an e-commerce shop, all right there too. Now, of course, with printing on site, we have to mention the power requirements for your heat press. Here, if we're using our Hotronix autoclam that we have, we need a 110 volt outlet with 15 dedicated amps. Otherwise, we may run into tripping some breakers and bringing the power down for everybody, or this heat press not heating up correctly or even reaching the correct temperature. Now, it's definitely something to check into with the event organizers or the event space, just like this video that we put together about printing at farmers markets and art festivals. But typically for these indoor events, bringing your own generator is kinda out of the question. After power, we have to talk about inventory management. It's helpful to organize as best as you can before you arrive. Prep for success. Big plastic bins or totes are inexpensive and work great for keeping your blanks clean and easily portable. Think about bringing a cart, because a lot of t-shirts could get real heavy real quick. But using cardboard dividers inside these totes or bins can really help keep it organized in transit so they don't all shift together and then you're digging through the box making a mess when you're trying to pull a size. You could even use tape on the outside of the bin to label where the sizes are. Now, you essentially want to be able to quickly pull the correct size when it's time to print and easily know when you're out of stock. In this case, you could cross out the size marked on the tape or just remove the piece of tape so you'll know what's in stock with just a glance. Now, as for your point of sale display, you're probably going to want to pre-decorate a few different styles for a mannequin or to hang up, similar to how we have behind me here. Now, people love seeing the fit and finish of the tees and the ability to touch the fabric. If you're an apparel decorator like I am, you're going to be touching the print too. I like to recommend keeping the display simple and clutter-free with prices clearly marked on the apparel. Speaking of pre-decoration, printing inside tags on your apparel before showing up could give you that nice branded touch and make your apparel appear like it's a private label, not just a Fruit of the Loom or a Gildan blank. Now, it can also help with easy size sorting like we talked about in those bins too. Now, one great way to display the choices in apparel colors or graphics you're offering are on these awesome foam board squares. Now, essentially, this is just dollar store foam board panels, and all you have to do is cut the t-shirt down to 12 by 12 along with the foam core, and then stretch the t-shirt around them, either with just some spray adhesive or even with some staples in the back to hold them in place. Then just add some Velcro and you could easily hang them almost anywhere, on the wall, on some grid wall, on your table, or even in front of your table. Which it's best to keep your displays or backdrop up high. It allows more people to see it from a distance. When the front of your booth space gets crowded with people, you still want people in the distance to know what you do. Now, keeping it simple in your product selection is key. Choices are great for your customers, but too many choices could lead to confusion or overwhelm them into just walking away. So I usually recommend don't bring more than 3 or 4 different colors or styles of apparel. Now, that's also for inventory management and just making sure you could stay on top of it. But of course, you don't want to bring tons and tons of designs too. You'll still need to produce the custom full color or digital transfers before you arrive, so that's going to help limit your cost, and limiting those designs of what you're bringing could also keep your sales flowing. Now, do some research into the audience for the event and think of kind of what time of year it is to help inform what styles you should be bringing. Is it fall? Maybe some cozy fleece sweatshirts or hoodies are likely to be best sellers. You get the idea. The same goes for what sizes to bring too. Think of the audience and keep data on every show you go to. Now, if you return to the show, there's nothing better than your own historical data for what sizes you sold the most of. But as a general rule, large t-shirts account for 30% of all t-shirt sales, with medium and extra large coming in second and third at just over 20% each. Past that, smalls 2X account for about 10% of sales each, and 3X and up are only about 3%. Now, this could be a great starting point if you are just getting started or going out to your first show, but always adjust accordingly for your own area. Now, one last tip I'd like to add before we wrap this all up is freebies. Having some low-cost branded materials like stickers, maybe even postcards, available to include with sales is great. They make your customers feel appreciated and spread some brand awareness for your business. You could tag them with your social media channels to improve your following, or maybe even have a coupon included to spur some repeat sales from your new customers somewhere down the road. Even the customers who are interested and don't buy could take something home to buy from your online or Etsy shop. Now, I hope these tips help your t-shirt business at your next pop-up shop or vendor show. Here at Transfer Express, we're dedicated to helping apparel businesses of all sizes succeed. If you have any success tips of your own, just let us know down in the comments section. I'm always happy to chat. Now, be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of our helpful educational and inspirational videos that we're posting every single week. But until next time, I'm Dave. Happy pressing!